When I started CrossFit, I became obsessed, and over time, that has really paid off. As I started recording videos for YouTube, I started studying some of the best YouTube creators, and one of them is MrBeast. He is a legend with over 100 million subscribers, but he didn't start that way. This was something he developed over time. I think he makes some really good points that could help us become even better CrossFit athletes. For example, this clip here.
Basically what I did was I've somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. 3 of us were college dropouts, 1 was a high school dropout, and 1, I don't know, he just like quit his job. We were all super small YouTubers, and we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral.
And this clip.
Imagine a world where it's just you working solo and you work 12 hours a day every day for like a year. And you're just grinding, you make a mistake, you learn from it, you grind, you make a mistake, you learn from it, and you do that for like a year. And then imagine a different world where you have 4 friends who are also equally grinding in something similar. Friend number 1 makes a mistake on Friday, he teaches the other 4 people. Friend number 2 makes a mistake the next week, teaches everyone. And then like you're all learning from each other's mistakes. You're all constantly studying 24/7 and downloading each other. Like after a year, you're like 2 years ahead of the guy who was just solo.
He is someone who didn't try to go with this all by himself. He learned from others. He studied what others were doing. I've looked to the greats in the CrossFit world to discover what they do right and try to understand when they share anything, what I can learn from that. I remember back in 2014 during the CrossFit Open, it was the first CrossFit Open, and I saw Rich Froning do 14.5, which was burpees and thrusters, and he started at a pace and kept that pace and increased that pace. At the end of the workout, I studied how he did it and I watched him just be a machine on that floor. And I decided at that point, the winning strategy on workouts like that is to just become a machine and get the work done. And I've done that over and over and over again over the last 8 years. I've always sought feedback from those that I'm training with. I'm not too good to receive feedback on a snatch or on anything. In fact, just the other day, I was at Mayhem during a Saturday morning open gym time, and I was snatching, and a guy next to me just said, "Hey, can I give you a tip on that?" "Yes, please. Tell me more. Tell me how I can get better at snatching." I didn't know him. I didn't have a relationship with him. Since then, I've worked out with him a few times, and it's been fantastic. But I'm always open for feedback. So if you ever see anything online and you want to give me some sort of feedback, I'm game. Bring it. Like, I want to learn. I want to be better. That has made me a better CrossFit athlete over time. I'm out here in Cookeville, Tennessee at CrossFit Mayhem, and we have been doing some huge training sessions. We call them mega sessions around here. And as I work my way through these sessions, I have to be staying hydrated. And I use elements every single day to help me stay hydrated and replenish all the electrolytes that I need to maintain my output on mega session days. It's got the perfect balance of sodium, magnesium, and potassium for days like this. And my favorite flavor, honestly, is raspberry salt. It's great. Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Jason Grubb. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Jason Grubb with 2 B's. How about this video?
Like what you're saying is like, I like bananas. And what you need is bananas are the best goddamn food on the planet. Like that's the type of opinion you need. Like you need something like how to get 100 million views on YouTube, or not even that, that's not strong enough. You need something that makes people go, what the fuck? What the fuck did he say in that video? What the fuck?
So he's saying you have to believe strongly, be polarizing, be different, be audacious, call your shot and see if you can do it. Last year, I said I would win Legends, I would win Wodapalooza, and I would win the CrossFit Games. And that was really kind of nerve-wracking for me to throw that out there to the world, but it was just a target I set for myself, and it was an audacious, even a pompous goal. I wasn't trying to be pompous, I just set my intention out there that I was gonna do this crazy thing and win those events back to back to back. And I sold it to make sure that I got there. So go ahead and make exceptionally lofty goals. Be audacious in what you think you can achieve, and then do all the work it takes to get there, obviously. And this video.
I mean, every video, even the stupid ones, I learned something. You know, that's something I try to make a very big point of, is like, no matter how bad we mess up, like we sometimes have videos that have horrible retention. It's just like, as long as you learn from it, it's not the end of the world.
So he tries to learn from every experience or every video he creates. And I do that as well. I try to learn from every online competition or qualifier that I experience, whether it's in my gym or another gym, or every competition that I'm in. Like, What is it like to experience an event in the Coliseum in Madison? And I try to remember that and try to understand what was going through my mind, going through my bloodstream, like how much adrenaline was jamming in there and how did it affect my workout? What were my nerves doing? And then how did I handle that? And I try to remember that and learn from that. Or an event where I just went out way too hot and then I just suffer in the rest of the event and it didn't work to my favor. Try to learn from those things in order to make myself a better competitor next time I'm in that situation. With every single event qualifier, every workout that you do, you can learn something about yourself if you take the time to go back and just do a quick reflection. It doesn't have to be overly formal. Just take 2 minutes to think back. Gosh, what did I learn about myself in that workout? What could I have done differently to make myself perform better at that time? How about this video?
It was good that I got a really strong foundation on how YouTube works and how the style of videos I wanted and everything before I scaled up the team, if that makes any sense. I just want to make sure that's clear because I've seen people try to build the team without foundation and knowing how to do well.
So what I get from that is you don't start here, you start here and you slowly work your way up until you get to that level where you're here. I just posted on Instagram just today that when I started CrossFit, I went to 1 class a day and I did that for a year. And then over the past 8 years, I've increased the amount of training that I do to the point where over the past year, I've averaged around 3.5 to 4 hours a day on average. Some days it's a little less, some days it's a little more, but I've built that up over time. I didn't just start here. I knew that the runway was really long. Actually, I didn't know the runway was long. I discovered that the runway is really long. And life taught me that I had to be patient and allow my body to adapt to what I was doing. If I ever found myself pushing too hard, my body would give me some feedback that I'm going a little fast, so I'd have to tap the brakes. Now I'm at this level and I'm training at this level and it seems to be going okay. And if I were to increase it, my body might tell me I may need to slow down. So there's a long runway. Start where you're at and take that long road where it needs to go and allow yourself to develop with patience. It's totally fine. There's plenty of time to get there. And this is one of my favorite ones.
Since I was 13, there probably hasn't been a single hour that's gone by that I've been awake where I haven't thought about YouTube.
There hasn't been a single hour that he hasn't thought about YouTube. I can relate to that. Can you relate to that? Yes, I am obsessed with CrossFit, with achievement, and there is literally not a day that I don't wake up thinking, what am I doing today to make myself a better athlete? Every single day of the week, and likely every hour of every day. I'm chewing on that, I'm thinking about it. At my standing desk where I'm at right now, I have this TheraBand Flex Bar, and if I'm standing, I'm normally like rolling out my feet. Or if I'm talking on the phone, I'm bending it, I'm twisting it. When I'm watching a show on Netflix, I'm stretching or using a Theragun to try to mobilize myself. Or I'm using the Normatec recovery system to try to improve my performance. Or I'm trying to eat enough to fuel my body. I'm at least thinking one thought every hour of every day about how I can make myself a better athlete. This video is a good one too, and then there's just one more you have to listen to.
I'm just focused on making the best videos possible, period. I don't care about making money. I don't care about time. I don't care about anything. I just want to make the best videos on the planet.
He is focused on making the best video possible. He obsesses on that. I think you have to love what you do. I love training. I love it every day. I don't necessarily love a workout that has 75 wall balls in it, but I love the experience of training. I love the experience of putting myself to the test every single day. And the day I don't love it, I'll shift gears. But right now, 9 years into this progression, I absolutely love it. I love training. I love the way my body feels. I love 10 sets of 3 front squats. Like that's what I did today, and it was so gross. But I loved it, and I love the outcome, and I love waking up sore. I love this. And if you don't love it, let's find something that you do love. There's lots of ways to be healthy, ways to be fit since you're on this channel, but you have to love it. It can't be something that's just a drag or a burden. Like this is not a burden. I would train all the time if my body allowed and if I could afford it. And then finally, take a look at this.
Literally all the algorithm does is reflect what the people want to a T. And if you deny that, you just make terrible videos and are trying to find a scapegoat.
All your fitness is a reflection of what you're putting into it. You can't blame anyone else but yourself. If you're overtraining and your body is shutting down, that's on you. If you're undertraining and you're not really pushing yourself, that's on you. If you're not eating enough, if you're overeating, if you're not sleeping enough, if you're over drinking, that's on you. Yeah, sometimes there's injuries, sometimes we get unlucky, but generally it's on you. You are a reflection of what you've put into this process up to this point. And with all that, I just want to encourage you, go ahead and give this thing a go. Give this fitness thing a go. Give this CrossFit ambition a go. Whatever it is you're setting out to do, go for it. And take some of these lessons. Just realize, like, it's hard work. It takes a team. You got to be diligent. You have to be consistent. You got to be in this for the long game. You got to set audacious goals. You got to be a little bit crazy, a little bit obsessed with what you're doing. And that's okay. I think that's just part of being human, right? So go for it. It's worth it. It's really worth it. And if you need any help on the way, leave me a comment. Reach out. Happy to help.